Hello and welcome to our 7th session, and in this session let us complete this NavBar part fully. Now I will come back to our application. So in our Visual Studio application, right now I have quit the application. I will type npm run dev, and when I execute it, see, I will just click on the link, it is going to launch. And now in this, so if you see the reference site here, see in this you have these buttons which are all in gray. When I roll the mouse, it becomes white, and when I click on about, see, about becomes white and all are gray. When I click on services, services becomes white and all others are gray. Similarly, now courses becomes gray and contact becomes gray, and we have to implement this part. I will now come to this navlinks.map to this block here in NavBar.jsx, and now I will come to this Lee block, and coming to Lee block, I am going to come inside the tag, press enter, and in the next line, now here I am now going to add a key, and this key will be equal to, I am going to make it equal to, in flower bracket I will type, this will be equal to link, add this link dot id. So I am going to select id. To organize it correct, I will come to the next line. So we are still inside the tag, and here now I am going to choose a class name, and now this class name I am not going to give the class name directly. Now this class name will be calculated based on the user state or set active state. So for this I will remove these two inverted commas, and now I will add one flower bracket, and inside the flower bracket I am going to use the tilde button. Tilde button, where it is before 1 you have a button, that is left side of 1 on your keyboard. So if I press this, you get the tilde button, because we are now going to add a code block, and code blocks are added within this tilde button. And here I am going to add a dollar sign, and in open close flower bracket, now I am going to test a condition now using the if statement. See, in latest JavaScript, we are using if statement in a different way. Here we will first type the condition. The condition that we are going to test is active. I am going to test the condition is set active is equal to, I have checking a condition, I have to put equal 3 times, because it is going to check whether it is equal to, this is going to find out whether it is true or false. So for this I am using this 3 equal sign, and I have to find out whether it is equal to link dot title. And if it is equal to link dot title, if this condition is true, then in the next line I will put a question mark, and the true statement is written after the question mark. This will be equal to text white. Okay. So if it is true, this will be, the text color will be white. I will then I have to put this text white in, I will select this and I will put it in inverted comma. See, text white. So when it is true, the text color will be white, and if it is false, for this I will use colon. If it is false, then in inverted comma it will be equal to text dot secondary. So now I will save this. As soon as I save this, you can now see all the 3 buttons have turned gray, because none of them are currently active. So you are seeing this as gray. Now the next thing here is, when I hover over it, I want this color to change to white, and that condition we are going to add it next here. After this, adding this condition in this link dot title, after this, before this tilde closing tag, I am now going to type hover. When you hover over it, then what I want this to happen is, I want the text color to turn white. The text should turn white. So when I hover over it, the text should turn white. And the next condition I want is, I want the text size to be equal to 18 pixel. Okay, this is the second condition, and I am going to set the font to medium size, and cursor I am going to set it to pointer. So when I hover the mouse, text turns white, the font size will be 18 pixel, font is medium, and cursor turns pointer. And if I now save this, okay, now if I test it, see, it has turned already white. What is the problem? If I come back here, okay, so after this, when I add this class, I have to add a space. So once I add the space now, and if I save it, so now it turned back gray, and when I roll the mouse, you can see its color is turning white. See, this is working fine now. If I click on about should turn white. When I click on work should turn white. And for this, after this line, after this cursor pointer, after this line, and before this closing tag, I will again press enter, and now I am going to add an event called as onClick. And for this onClick event, I am now going to, this we call it as a callback function. So in open close, I will add parenthesis or the that is open close curve brackets, and then equal sign and greater than sign, and this function that I am going to call is set active, and I am going to set active to be equal to, in open close bracket, this will be equal to link dot title. So the set active will be equal to link dot title, and then I will save this. So now if I click on about, and now as I click here, okay, see the address, if you see, I am not getting, I have to see hash about, hash work, and hash contact, but I am seeing just link ID here. There is an issue here. Okay, the reason why this is happening is, I have put this $link ID, this entire thing, in inverted comma. This is a code block, and code block should be put inside tilde sign. So I will now actually remove this mark, and I will select this entire block here, and now I will press the tilde key. Tilde key means it is the one which is to the left of number 1. I am getting an error here because I have to add this tilde not inside, even this flower bracket should be covered by this. So I will just remove this tilde sound, that is symbol, and after this flower bracket I will add another tilde. And now if I save, so it is saved now. Now if I click on about, you can see about. If I click on work, you see work. If I click on contact, you can see contact. So here, and when I reduce the fights, that is the site size smaller, when I make it to a mobile size, see, automatically this entire menu is going away. If I show you in this site, when I reduce and bring into the mobile, you can see this menu changes to this symbol, and when I click on it, you see the menu in this way, and again if I click it, this is going to close. Now for this, I will come back down, and after this UL, that is after the end of the unordered list, I am going to create a new div. And in this div here, and I am going to call the class name now. The classes that I am going to use now is, the first one is sm colon hidden. So that this is for mobile phone, then flex, I will set it to flex, then I will also set it to flex minus 1, flex minus 1, and then I am going to call justify end. I am going to use this, and after this I am going to call items center. So, I have added sm hidden, flex, flex minus 1, justify end and item center. These 4 classes I have added it here. Now, inside this div, I will come inside this div and I am going to call for a self closing. So, I will add the forward slash and the greater than sign. This is a self closing tag, and inside this img, I am going to first set the source src. This will be equal to, I am in flower bracket, now I am going to call menu. So, the image will be equal to menu, and then the alternate text for this I am going to use in inverted comma. I will type this also will be equal to menu, and then for this I am going to call the class name. The class name that I am going to call here is width equal to, in square bracket it will be 28 pixel, close the flower bracket, then after this height dash in square bracket 28 pixel, close the flower bracket, and then I am going to call object contain, and then cursor I am going to use pointer. So, I have set this for the image tag here. I am going to now add an onClick event, and for this I will come to next line, or let us arrange it a little better. After this alt, I will put class name in the next line, and this object contain also in the next line, and then finally here before the closing tag I am going to add an onClick event, and for this onClick event I am going to use a callback function in open close bracket, then I will type equals and greater than, and I am going to call set toggle, and this will be equal to, in open close bracket, not toggle. Not toggle means I will add the exclamatory mark, shift with 1 exclamatory mark, and I am going to type toggle. Now, this toggle state hook has to be declared at the beginning here. Now, I have to move to the top. Here I am going to call const, and in square brackets I am going to call toggle and comma set toggle, and initially I will come out of this, and initially this value will be equal to use state. The value will be in open close bracket, this will be set to false. Okay, so this is set to false, and end it with colon. So, I have added this line here and I will save this. Now, if you come over here, see, when the screen size becomes small, you are seeing this toggle button. Now, one thing here is, this toggle button, when it is open it should show close icon, and when it is closed it should show the menu icon. It should toggle this. So, for this what I am now going to do is, I will come down here, and in this onClick event, if you come here, we had set the src of this image in line 40, we had set it directly to menu, and instead of setting this to menu, here what I will do is, I will call this toggle, and this toggle, when it is true I will add question mark, and when it is true the icon will be menu, and then I will add colon. Colon represents when it is false, it should have close button. I am going to add this if condition statement here, and now if I come over here and if I click, see when I click once it becomes cross, and if I again click it becomes the menu button. So, it toggles between close and menu button. Okay, one thing here is I want this to be opposite. So, for this I will come back here. What I will now do is when toggle is on it should be close, and when it is off it should be menu. I will interchange this. After this div I will add one more div at the bottom, and for this div, see inside this div, for this div I am going to call a few class names. See, as I call the class name, you just observe this how it changes. The class name I am going to call here is, the very first is this class name I am now going to call it using a code block. So, I will select this inverted comma, delete it, and I am going to add the flower brackets here, and inside the flower bracket I am going to now add the code block, and for this I will press the tilde key, and then inside this first I will add dollar, and in flower brackets the condition is if toggle, not toggle. Okay, if not toggle, then for true, if this condition is true, I will add question mark. For true we use question mark. I will put inverted comma, and inside that I will write it will be hidden. And if this is now true, I will add colon. This will be in inverted comma, I will add flex. I will come to next line, and coming to next line I am now going to type P6, padding 6, then I am going to use black gradient, and then top 20, okay, and then right it will be 0, then mx is equal to 4, my is equal to 2, and then minimum width I will put it in square bracket, it will be equal to 140 pixel, and if I save this, so you can see here that menu item is getting created. Can you see here? It is getting created. I will set it Z value to 10 so that it is always on top, and next I am going to set it rounded XL. I will use rounded XL. You can see if I save this, you can see it is now rounded. So, we have added this block over here. Now, here we are going to use the same logic that we used for these menus. See, these menus we have reproduced it using an unordered list. So, what I will now do is I will come here, and if you scroll up, you can see this UL list from here to here. I will select this complete unordered list. I will copy this, and I will come over here, and in between this div, inside this div, okay, inside this div I am going to paste it, and now I will save it. So, here one thing I am going to change is I doesn't want this to be hidden. I am going to add flex, and after this flex I will remove all these classes. I am going to add is justify end, this will be justify end, and the next class I will add here is items start. Flex will be equal to column, flex call, and I am going to set the gap to 4. And now if I save this, sorry, this is my site. See here, if I close and open it and show it to you, See, now this is appearing in this way. And now I will also come in this hover section. I am now going to replace it with font dot poppins. I have to leave a space here, font dot poppins. Then I am going to add next font medium, and the next I am going to add here is cursor will be pointer, and later on I will set the text size inside the flower bracket 16 pixel. Okay, and I will save this. So, you can see this is more opt now. And now in this onClick, we had written only one condition in this particular function. We want one more function to be added. So, it should be multi-line. So, for this I will select this entire set active link title. I will select the entire thing and add a flower bracket. So, I will put it inside the flower bracket, and here I will move this one line down, and in the top line now I am going to set here set toggle. I will set the toggle which will be equal to, in brackets, this will be equal to not toggle. Okay, so I will set this to not toggle. So, and end it with colon, and I will save this. So, now if I click on this, this automatically closes. See, when I click on this, this automatically closes. And one final thing I have to add here is, if you come inside this class active in this font poppins font medium cursor pointer, and in the end here I am also going to add hover. I had got it deleted. I will add hover colon, and when I hover, the text should become white. I am going to choose white text, and if I save this now, if I come over here, when I hover the mouse, it is turning white. See, so I will just refresh the page once. See, initially you have this about, work and contact. So, this menu is now working fine. And now finally, one thing that I have to now check is, see, when you are seeing this here, this Sudhindra SG and my tagline is coming in 2 lines. I want this to come in 1 line. I want this to be in 1 line. So, for this, after this cursor pointer here, I am now going to add flex, and I will save it. So, now this is coming in 1 line. I want to add a space after Sudhindra SG, and this space I am going to add it using the Unicode character, that is and NBSP semicolon, and if I save this, you are seeing a space between G and this. There is no margin here on the left. See, we are not seeing any margin. I want to add some padding here. I will come to this line 13 nav class name, and we have added styles here, and next to slide period I am going to call this padding X. Now, here we have an issue. I am not seeing this padding X here because this entire class name part I have put it in, actually I have put it as a inverted comma. So, what I am now going to do is, for this, first I will remove this inverted comma both here and this end, and after this I will enclose this entire thing inside the tilde key which is next to 1, and then I will select this entire thing and I am going to add flower bracket. And now I will select this file, and coming over here I will select this entire thing, and I think the X is not capital. I will add styles, then period, and I am going to select padding X from here in the list, and then save this. So, now if I come, you can see the padding is applied. So, with this we have concluded this session and we have completed the first component, the navigation bar. And in our next session, we are going to discuss about the most important 3D element component, that is the hero section.